This background is a little bit killing me as a media student, but it's gonna have to do for now. If you can hear my dogs this entire video, I'm so sorry. Alright, well, hello, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Sydney, and I've had this channel for a while because I'm a media student and a musician. There's just like a lot of various different things that like would require me to have a YouTube channel, but most of what's here is like privated highlight reels for auditions and such. So it's a pretty empty channel. And I've decided that I'm going to start posting here because this upcoming fall semester, I am fulfilling an absolute lifelong dream of mine, which is studying abroad. And I was looking for something that I actually cared enough about to put on this channel, and I feel like this is the thing, you know? It sits right that my study abroad would be the thing that I use my public platform to talk about, because being a media student, like, my camera's with me all the time anyway. I love photography, I love taking videos, and trust I would be vlogging regardless because that's the way that I like to remember things. So I've made the decision that I'm going to do a fun little series on here, Sydney Studies Abroad. So that's what this is. Hello and welcome. So a little bit of background about me and my study abroad. I go to Miami University in Ohio, where I study media communications and creative writing with minors in journalism and computer science, which is long-winded. Basically, I want to work in the television industry, but that's a story for another time. Miami has a sister campus in Luxembourg. If you don't know, Luxembourg is a very small, approximately Rhode Island-sized country, kind of sandwiched in between France and Germany. So that's about where in Europe it's located, but Miami's sister campus there is in its own chateau, so like a castle, y'all, which is pretty cool. And this program was a big part of the reason that Miami was the college that I decided on. Studying abroad has always been something that I knew was going to be part of my college experience, and it was a big deal when I was applying to colleges and going through the admission process. Study abroad programs were something that I looked into a lot because studying abroad in Europe has kind of been like a lifelong dream of mine. I don't know, I've been drawn to it since I was a kid. Like, I was always going to study abroad in Europe. Absolutely nothing was stopping me. So coming from the Indianapolis area and touring Miami University, which is like 2 hours away, and then hearing that they have this like tailored study abroad program in a castle in Luxembourg was like, yeah, that's the one. And that, on top of so many other things, was why I ended up deciding to commit to Miami and why that's the college I go to, and I love it there a lot. And again, all of that story for another time. That is not at all what we're talking about right now, but just know that like going into this is something that's super important and super meaningful for me, and I am really excited to kind of capture it and share it with you guys, which probably leaves you wondering, why are you doing this? And it's for a couple of reasons. First and foremost, there's a good chance that nobody ever sees these videos, and I am totally okay with that. Despite the fact that I'm a media and journalism student, journaling is something that's really hard for me. Like, I'm fully a writer, and I can't write in a journal. So I do love to take videos, and I love to talk, and so capturing things through video, like as memories, is something that's always been a lot more easy and appealing for me. Looking back at the videos will help me remember all that I've gotten to see and all that I've gotten to do. They're more for me than for anything. Putting them on my YouTube channel is an opportunity for somebody else from Miami to see somebody's experience studying abroad. There There are videos of other Miami students on YouTube documenting their study abroad in Luxembourg, but none of them are super holistic, and so that's kind of what I'm going to do here. Maybe somebody who's looking into going to Miami or not sure if they want to study abroad will see this and be like, oh wow, a whole series. Maybe this can give me some ideas of traveling or help me decide if I want to apply or not. So, if it gets to help out anyone else, that would be really awesome. And then the last reason is that I'm really involved in Miami's student broadcasting organization, RedHawk Television, and I actually can't fathom taking an entire semester off for making videos for them. That sounds awful. So I've already told them that I would do some study abroad content for them anyway. So if I'm already going to be filming for them and only making short form packages, I might as well make it the whole shebang on here. So this is going to be my full and significantly more detailed study abroad vlogs, whereas RedHawk TV is going to be getting some short and package style versions from me to share on their YouTube channel, which is also exciting. So for the time being, I come to you live from my bedroom at my parents' house on this couch under my loft bed that I realized right before turning on this camera I had very inconveniently set under a window and I was going to be backlit, hence why the shades are closed and I have a ring light over here. I am hoping that this lighting is not god-awful. It doesn't look god-awful in the view that I have of the camera. And if it is, I will move it next time. This is by no means a permanent background. If I YouTube after I return from my study abroad, surely I'll do something better. But also, I don't live at my parents' house most of the time, and I'm only here for the next month, so I'm not all that worried about it. My dogs are going absolutely freaking insane downstairs. You can probably hear that, and I don't care enough to keep pausing and edit around it, so hopefully this mic is doing a good enough job of just picking up me. So if I'm doing this study abroad series, the question is, where do we start now while you're still in your hometown and it's summer? And that is a great question. I think for today, I mean, I've already given you some background about like me and what I'm doing, but I want to talk to you about like plans that I have already, what I'm already thinking about doing and how I'm preparing to leave, even though it is summer, because I am exactly a month away from being in Luxembourg. So today is July 9th, and I leave for Europe on August 8th, and I will land in Europe on the 9th. So that is soon, and I am terrified. I'm so scared. It is so close, and I feel wildly unprepared. Up until this point, everything has been kind of like purely like organizational and all just like a thought in my head. And it's like, oh, while we're there, we should do this, we should do this, we should do this. But now it's like, I genuinely have to start planning things, and that's kind of freaking me out. I know what classes I'm taking while I'm there and things, but I'm so afraid to be in the area. And the only travel that I have booked in this moment is my flight to Luxembourg and my flight home in December, which is not enough. When you find out that you're going to Miami's Luxembourg program, the very first thing that you're going to have to do is like get on top of having a passport. And I think that you might even have to have the passport to apply in the first place. But as soon as you get accepted, you have to submit your passport information because they have to send in passport scans to like the Luxembourg government. And then the semester before you're there, you're doing this like insane amount of preparation work, including an in-person orientation, and they call it a send-off day where you actually just get to go to a social and meet up with everyone who's going. And over like school term breaks, you have some like Zoom calls and things to get a lot of information, but it all just feels so like far in the future when it's happening. It's like, okay, like we're gonna talk about this in December, but you're not gonna leave until August, and then all of a sudden it's July and you mailed your visa application a month ago and it still hasn't been returned yet. And the last thing that you need to submit to Miami University in order to like be going to the program is your student visa, and you don't have your student visa and you're afraid. But it's okay because we've been talking in a group chat and like nobody has their student visa yet. I'm just starting to get a little bit stressed out because I did mail my application kind of a while ago. I think it's going to be okay though. It's going to be totally fine. It's actually going to be literally okay. But then there's like a lot of paperwork too that you don't realize goes into it. Like I had to buy like travel insurance, and you have to figure out like what you're going to do with your phone. Like if you're going to just function on like no service, or if you're going to pay for an international plan, or if you're going to get an eSIM and have a different phone number the whole time that you're there. Like it's kind of wild. It's just a lot of like nitty gritty prep work that you kind of don't think about going into it, and then like when you start seeing it, it's really stressful to look at all at once. Like we've talked about what we're going to do with my phone, but I haven't figured out at all how to set that up. And the other thing is that like housing decisions haven't been released yet, and they've told us that they're not coming out yet. It's just something that everyone is kind of thinking about. When you go to this program, you get two options for housing. You can either live in an apartment. You can live in an apartment by yourself or with a roommate, and they have like apartments. You just have to apply to have one. And then the other option is to live with a host family. And I really don't want to have a host family, and there's a multitude of reasons for that. It is, for some people, they really want that experience, and I totally understand why. For me, I get chronic migraines, and a lot of like my living conditions can be things that affect my migraines and make them worse. And so when I'm living by myself, I can just control my environment better. So it's really no shade on like other people. I honestly probably wouldn't mind having a host family, especially because they would understand the area I'm in a lot better than I would. I'm really, really hoping that I find out that I got an apartment. I did list all of that information on my application as well. And I'm certainly not going to be like pissed off or upset if I find out that I have a host family. Like I'm not going to fight it. It's going to be fine. It's personal preference. Class registration was honestly the easiest part of it. I think I was afraid that because there aren't a lot of people going, that everything was going to fill up really fast, and then it ended up being that the classes I wanted to take didn't fill up fast at all. You have to take 15 credit hours while you're abroad with this program, the first of which is like the base class that everyone has to take. It's literally Luxembourg 101, and you don't register yourself for that one because everyone has to take it. They look at the schedule that you make for yourself, and then they put you in a section of it during like a time that you have open. The other thing that everybody has to do is pick a class. It's called a study tour. And a study tour, basically, there's a week in the middle of the term where all of the study tours, all of the different ones, each go on a trip. So, like, instead of you being in, like, all of your classes, like, your study tour is away on a trip, which is great because that's, like, a week that you get some free travel and you're seeing things that are related to your class, but because you get to pick, they're very interesting for you. So, I'm taking a class called The World Wars, and I'm really excited about that one, particularly because I'm Jewish, and I know for sure that there is a concentration camp stop on that one, and I know that that's like dark and depressing, but that's something that is going to be really meaningful for me to see. I knew that that was something I wanted to do while I was abroad, and the fact that I don't have to plan my own travel for it is certainly helpful. So I'm really excited about that trip, and I'm really excited about that class as well. It's getting me a history credit, which is exciting. And then outside of that, I'm taking an online class for my computer science minor because I don't want to fall behind. And that's a sprint course, so it doesn't start until October anyway. So I'm not going to have a full class schedule during the first 2 months I'm abroad, which is great. And then I'm taking a political science class and an English class as well. The political science class is getting me like gen ed credit, and the English class is getting me both gen ed credit and credit for my creative writing, my creative writing major. If Miami students start seeing this and want me to go more in depth about my credits and things like classes and what I actually took, I will do that. But with the notion that nobody is going to see this or care, I'm leaving it be for the time being. But all of this is to say I'm a month away from leaving, and despite all of the nerves I have, I am so excited. The great news about a student visa is that it is just slightly longer than your academic term, so you can go for extra time on either end. So some of my friends and I are leaving before we actually have to be there to do some traveling before the program starts. I'm leaving from my hometown airport by myself, but I meet up with my friends on a layover, and we are going to fly into Luxembourg first, because the chateau that classes are in, if you go early, like before you can move into either your host family or your apartment, you can leave your bags at the chateau. And so we're flying into Luxembourg so that the day that we get there, we can drop off our big suitcases at the chateau. So when we're doing our pre-semester travel, we don't have to have all of our things with us, which is great because the less that I am checking bags, the better. So we're flying into Luxembourg. We have an airport hotel that night. And then we're doing 3 3-day stops. We're doing 2 Italian islands. So first we're going to Sardinia, and then we're going to Sicily. And I picked Sicily, and I'm so excited to go to Sicily. And then we're going to do 3 days in Athens, Greece, and then head back to Luxembourg to start this semester. Yeah, so then we have to get there earlier than like move in at the actual university is because we have to do a 2-day orientation. So August 19th, I think, is when we all have to be there by. We do 2 days of orientation. We have a weekend. We start classes on Monday. The really great thing about this program is that you don't get scheduled Friday classes. At the very beginning of the semester, you have to do some like Luxembourg, like 101 on Fridays because they have to do them with people all together occasionally, which I understand. But other than that, like after those first 4 weeks, like there aren't Friday classes. And then I also coincidentally ended up with no Wednesday classes. I got like a large block class on Mondays and then 2 Tuesday, Thursday classes and nothing on Wednesday. Shout out to my online class because that probably wouldn't have happened without that. So I have 3 days of classes a week. Which is exciting for me because I think I'm going to try to spend my Wednesdays exploring Luxembourg as much as possible. I don't want to like leave and have like seen super little of the country I'm actually staying in because I travel so much. And that's something that's really great about the program being in Luxembourg specifically is that because it's small and very central, you can get to so many other countries by train so easily. And by plane, of course, too. But train tends to be cheaper and more scenic. So it's really an exciting opportunity to get to be there for 14 weeks and like every week and be in a different country. I'm not planning too much of my like within the semester travel ahead of time. I accidentally planned my entire October, which I didn't intend to do at all. And the reason that happened was because my family is coming to visit me for 2 weekends in October, so they picked their travel for that weekend. Study tour week is in October, so I have a weekend there. And then I got tickets to 2 concerts in October, so that a little bit determined my travel there as well. I'm seeing Matilda Mann, and I'm seeing Bo. And I'm really excited about both of those. And I might be making an attempt to see Ouija Project, too. I haven't decided yet. I haven't been listening to their music as much as I did like 4 years ago, so I don't know. We'll see if I get back on that. I'm not thinking too much about where I want to go because I do want to be able to just like decide that my friends and I want to go somewhere, or like if I hear that people are going to a certain place, be able to tag along with them. I have places that I know I need to go that I don't have a trip planned to, like Morocco and Norway. Like those are places that I for sure need to hit. Austria. So yeah, that's kind of the information that I have right now and everything that I've done up until this point. I think the next steps for me are I have my flights for my pre-semester travel picked. My friends have already booked them, so I need to get on booking them. I'm probably going to do that here in a minute. And then I need to just get packing, which is insane to say, but I'm going to have to be packing so much that's like if I don't start now, what am I going to do? My bedroom is a mess. There's so much stuff out, and it's stressing me out bad. Actually bad. I need to clean my room. I feel like I'm not going to get anything else done until I clean my room. I need to book that pre-semester travel, and then I need to get on figuring out things with my insurance and my phone and my bank, and I need to call my doctor and see if I can get advances on my migraine medication. So yeah, I'm looking forward to taking you guys along with me on my study abroad, vlogging the travel that I do, giving you information that you need to know that you might not realize if you're planning to study abroad, especially if you're a Miami student looking to go to the MUDEC program, which is the Luxembourg program. MUDEC is the like name of the Chateau. It's an acronym for the person it's named after. So if I say MUDEC, that's what I mean. But yeah, I'm really excited to kind of keep this little video diary of all of my travels and my classes and just what's going on in my life while I'm abroad. So I am probably going to be back with another video of some preparation stuff, especially when it gets to packing. I'll definitely do a what I'm packing video, and I will probably sit down again and talk a little bit more in detail about everything I do before leaving to prepare to go. But for right now, I do think that this is the end of this video because I have been filming for significantly longer than I was planning to film, and I don't remember everything that I talked about because I made the super smart decision not to script this in any way whatsoever. Also, Love Island is on tonight, and I want to get other things done before I drop my life to watch Love Island. Well, hey, if you are a real person watching this and not just me in the future looking back at this video, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Hit subscribe to follow along with my study abroad, or if the series is over, I make music. And maybe I'm still making YouTube content. I don't know. That's a problem for future me. But anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. And I will see you next time. Okay. Love you, bye. Focus. Focus. Okay, time to take care of my dogs.